Hello everyone, just me, Wisteria. So, regarding when it comes to hoodoo, as I said, we'll look into it a bit more. What you might not realise is regarding hoodoo, there is one thing that, like in voodoo, is classed as the most powerful talisman, and that's the Bible. It's absolutely the Bible. And generally they say King James's version as well. But anyway, there's a reason for it. And though we know psalms in a different way, we do know psalms in a different way, but it's also used very much in hoodoo and very much for different things. So, for tricks or spelling, because that's what they call it tricks or spelling, Psalm 10 is recited to expel demons. Psalm 18, recite for victory in battle over enemies. Psalm 19, difficulty in childbirth. Go to a crossroads, gather dirt, smooth it out, write the first 5 verses of that psalm in the dirt, then spread it on the abdomen and recite the whole psalm. Yes, you would have to do that. You would have to go to a crossroads, make sure you have the dirt with you, smooth the dirt out, then you would have to put the first 5 verses of Psalm 19 in the dirt, then collect it back up and spread it over the abdomen of the woman who will be having difficulty during childbirth, and then recite the whole psalm. So some of them are not so easy, guys. Psalm 26 is usually recited by those in prison, actually, for a pardon or an early release. When I say recited, I mean it's constant. It's something that will be meditated on. It's something that you will sit, sometimes with other things, which we'll get into later, like candles and stuff, but it's not just said once and that's it. It's really concentrated on. Psalm 27 is recited daily when travelling to a strange country for safety and to be treated well. Psalm 35 is for court cases and justice. Psalm 37 for protection from enemies and gossip. Psalm 45 recited over olive oil, which is then, as a general rule, not all the time, but used by a husband to anoint himself, to soothe a scolding or angry wife. Psalm 46 recited over olive oil, and it's then used by a husband to anoint his wife to restore marital peace if he has wronged her. So it's to calm her down. Psalm 51 is recited while bathing, but you have to bathe with hyssop, and it's usually a tea, so it'd be a hyssop tea bath, to remove a sin that you have committed. Psalm 52, to undo and reverse back all slander, biting and deceit. That's like more of a justice thing, really, when you think about it anyway. 53, protection from those who do evil. 61, recited when moving into a new house to bless it. 61. 70, for quick results in money matters. 71, recited 7 times a day. It gives spiritual workers more power, and it can also get someone released from jail. But you've got to recite it 7 times a day for 7 days. That's Psalm 71. Number 85, recited to expel demons from a home, yard or place of business. And Psalm 91, for protection against demons, dangers and death in war. It's recited 72 times to gain release from prison for the person whose name it involves. And it's said 72 times. For Psalm 91 has to be spoken or chanted 72 times. For Psalm 109, for revenge against betrayal, injustice and torture. For Psalm 112, to get a loan, a job, a grant, generally used by men, to increase their personal, professional strength and power, make them more challenging, I suppose. For Psalm 121, it's inscribed and worn as a talisman when travelling alone at night to protect you. For Psalm 132, recited daily while seeking forgiveness for telling a lie and to elude doing so in the future. For Psalm 12 is for abandonment issues. For Psalm 27 is for acceptance in a strange or new place you're not used to. For Psalm 64, avoid accidents. For Psalm 87, alcohol, for drinking too much alcohol. Also 37 as well. For Psalm 73 to 83, all-purpose psalms. It can be used for whatever you choose, which is a good thing. Anger reduced or remove anger, for Psalm 4, or for Psalm 36. Animals and nature, peaceful community, peace with the animals, for Psalm 58. To overcome an attacker or from being attacked, for Psalm 18. For Psalm 5 is for authority, to gain favour over situations or bad events, and that's also for Psalm 67 and 68. That can help you bring down your enemies. If you choose to do so, of course. You don't have to. But you can do with the Psalms. But you have to repeat them. They have to be meditated on. To repel bad luck, for Psalm 22. Banish spirits from your home. That's 29 per Psalm. Blessings in general is 23:65, but to receive them just for yourself, that's per Psalm 62. To benefit in the work environment, that's per Psalm 23. To protect against bullies and to make sure they get the just desserts, per Psalm 129 and per Psalm 142. To have an honest business where there is no lies between you and co-workers, it's such and such. It's Psalm 101. It's more to overcome bad times or prosperity losses and things like that. That's what that helps with. So to be successful in your ventures, that's Psalm 5 and 114. But to gain favour in business, so we're looking at the same sort of 101, remember? So let's say you wanted an honest business, but you wanted prosperity, you would do 101 and Psalm 63. If you wanted the honest business and to be successful in the venture, you would do Psalm 101 and Psalm 5. If you wanted to gain favour over someone at work, you would do Psalm 101 and Psalm 8. Not as easy as it seems, is it? To not give up, but for other people to ensure that they see your good character, for Psalm 20 and 21. You can actually make a charm with 110, 111. With those psalms, you would recite 20 and 21, and on the charm, you would have 110 and 111 on the actual charm itself. To bless children and protect, that's Psalm 126 and 127. To calm a child, 131. For childbirth, labour, that's 91. Delivering a timely birth, that's 91 and 1. Prevent the death of a young child, that's 33. To protect a pregnancy, 91, 128. also, but both of them obviously. Protection of newborns is 136 and 127. But you can have a charm that again is 111 and 110 to protect. It's a general protection. To gain clarity of thought, for Psalm 55. Cleansing and purifying. Now, this is for Psalm 26, but it's from line 7 to gain credibility, to regain your credibility. So if you're purifying, for example, and then you want to regain back the credibility that someone else has took from you, you start from line 7. If you are cleansing and purifying after slander, it would be Psalm 26, Psalm 51 from line 7, and then Psalm 41, 42 and 43. Any of those combinations. For abundant crops, 33. Daily needs to be obtained in general, 77. Danger and suffering to overcome for a whole day is Psalm 20. To exorcise demons, Psalm 29, verse 1 only. To remove any debt, Psalm 127. Danger and suffering, and this is to overcome it, 20. Depression, to help a friend with depression is 119, verses 49 to 56 only. To overcome depression and turn it into happiness is 150. To dispute, make peace with a person, someone you fell out with, that is Psalm 28. But to resolve the existing issue as well, and not just peace with the person but with the issue, and to make everything back to how it should be, that's 28, 3 and 85. Divine love and grace and love and mercy is 32, Psalm 32. To break free from melancholy or a depression in oneself, Psalm 104. Dream interpretation, Psalm 23 or 42, but lines 1 to 8. Receive instructions in Psalm 23. Yes, it really does say that. So, you would, let's say, recite Psalm 23, lines 1 to 8. Whatever you read in those will be the instructions needed to interpret the dream, I think, yeah. Emergency help, Psalm 70. Empowerment, Psalm 29. Enlightenment and knowledge, Psalm 93. Envy, to overcome envy, or to have those that envy you overcome that. That's Psalm 48. Now, when it comes to our enemies, there's different things that we want from them. So, for example, this is how it kind of works. To overcome or protection, for someone to leave you alone, for you to overcome their persuasiveness and to be protected from them, it's 109. But let's say if they have done you wrong, they have mistreated you, and they've lost your trust, then it would have to be Psalm 109, Psalm 41 and Psalm 43. If they had done you wrong and you wanted to be left alone, but they caused you to lose money, for example, that would just be Psalm 109. Doesn't need the others. Now, if they've caused evil and you want to overcome that, it would be Psalm 109, then it would be Psalm 41 and Psalm 7. To conquer unknown enemies that you do not know, 109, 41, 43, 7 and 100. to gain power when enemies seem too powerful, let's say 1 to 5 only. So as you can see, we use the psalms in many ways, but they're generally used more than once, and there's generally a combination of them, but there's also psalms for actual like if you've got the shakes or things like that. But when all said and done, you could sit and go through all the psalms, and you could be here for ages, because they're all good for different things, and you have to combine them. But yeah, that's like one of the first things in Hoodoo, is that have a Bible, get familiar with the psalms, because they're used a lot in voodoo and Hoodoo. So yeah, it's kind of important that. Thank you for listening, and many blessings.